I'm going to teach you all about edge banding. What, why, and how. So what is edge banding? It is a very thin strip of wood, and it comes in every kind of wood species there is, and it has a backing on it. You can see all these little dimples are glue. Why would I use it? Well, here's an application. There's several, but this is one in particular. I'm sanding my drawer to remove all this dark stain and expose particle board. What looked like dark stain was actually a very, very thin veneer that was essentially paper. But now that I'm this far into it, I've got to do something with it because, as you can see, that center strip is kind of the paper and it's exposing particle board. I'm not painting these drawers. I'm going to do a tan wash on them, so I can't paint that, I can't stain that, and I've got to fix it. So I'm going to continue to remove the rest of that thin veneer that's on there, get it off of there so that I have something for good adhesion. And now you can see this is all cleaned up particle board. The front has a very nice thick veneer, but nothing on the top. Let's fix that. So how do I use it? Again, this just comes in a roll. So I'm going to measure it out just a tiny bit longer than my drawer. And I just snap it off. Sure, you can cut it, but I just snap it off. I'm going to line this up with the front of the drawer because it's a tiny bit wider than my drawer, and I don't want to have to trim both sides. I only want to trim one side. So I make sure the front is already lined up. I don't need to trim that. I'm going to take my hot iron. It's on the highest setting, no steam, and then just get that all lined up and run over it the first time, make sure the placement is correct, and then I'm going to go back and forth over it several times to make sure all of that glue is activated. I want this to stick. If you've ever picked up an old dresser and find out that the edge of your dresser is coming off, that's edge banding. That's lost its adhesion, so I don't want that to happen here. So now that I have everything glued, I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and trim it. I don't have a straight edge here on my drawer, so I've got to make it fit. And I'll just get the edge of that all trimmed off. And now I've got to address the top, since it's just a tiny bit wider than my drawer. Just shaving that little bit off. Looking pretty good. I'm going to take my iron over it one more time just to make me feel better. But yeah, that's looking really good. So this is going to blend nicely with the front. And then I'm going to take my block sander and sand it. Clean up the edges as well. You can just sand those, make sure that they are all smooth. There, that'll really make the edges just blend in nicely. I did my tan wash. And here it is. You'd never know. And I hope that helped.